Hey, welcome to Mash on This, Mashable's daily culture and entertainment show that gives you tomorrow's biggest news stories today. Sponsored by Ally's Hardest Working Dollar. I'm your host, Heather Childers, who is banned from America's Test Kitchen, also known as Dory Greenberg. On Mash on This, we give you a quick rundown of what we think is the best the internet has to offer. I have hair in my mouth, so be sure to tell us what you think in the comments. We'll get to them at the end of the show. We promise you we will, so keep commenting. Now let's get into it. We're starting off today with Paul Ryan. For years, he's been angling that he's not just a regular Speaker of the House. He's a cool Speaker of the House. Come on, Ray! There it is. And he desperately wants you to think that of him, very much. In honor of World Emoji Day yesterday, Ryan posted a real fleekish video on the Twitter in the hopes that you tweens out there will think being a spineless politician is nothing but chill vibes. Take a look.
We text and we talk. Every night I call home and we talk. Because they don't think of me as an emoji guy, I go crazy on emojis. I mean, I do like 7 or 8 of these things. I'll throw those out there. And my kids and my wife, I am just not the emoji type person, so they think. So that's why I overkill on the emojis.
Cool. So it seems like old Polly Speaker is trying to divert attention away from the Republicans' failing health care bill. Although, as our own Brian Korber put it, 2017 has mostly been a slow year for the U.S. government. Not really a whole lot going on. Everyone's very happy with the current state of affairs. That's why Paul Ryan has time to make videos for the youths. What do you think of this weird failed thirst trap from the leading U.S. congressman? Let us know in the comments. And while we don't know for sure, but we can bet that Paul Ryan also tries his best to be a GIF man too. Everybody loves GIFs, and even some scientists love them so much that they have figured out how to store and retrieve GIFs from bacterial DNA. What's that? You can put hilarious dancing GIFs right onto your genes? Confusing, I know. So let's figure this out together. First, there's a new gene sequencing tool out there called CRISPR. Secondly, the world's first GIF is widely considered to be Edward Muybridge's 19th century animation of a running horse. Thirdly, researchers at Harvard Medical School used CRISPR to encode that horse GIF inside bacterial DNA, and the recorded DNA captured and replayed events in the order in which they occurred. Neuroscientist Seth Shipman said that they used the video because it's a good example of a complex piece of information and has a time component that was organized over time. In other words, to test the time-based recording capabilities of biological DNA, Shipman's team fed into the bacterial DNA strands of the galloping horse GIF frame by frame, and since the frames were all retrieved in their proper order, this means that they could play back the GIF and still see the galloping horse, not a disjointed series of images. This is a pretty big and definitely weird breakthrough in the science world, so be sure to check out Lance Ionoff's article on Mashable.com to learn even more about it. Cool stuff. Okay, I want y'all watching to ask yourselves a question, and I challenge you to answer honestly. Could you live without social media? Like, would you just be able to quit all the Facebooking or Instagramming or Twittering cold turkey? While most of us peasants might not want to, many celebrities have started throwing in the towel when it comes to their social media presence. After a lot of rumors floated around, Ed Sheeran is now the latest celeb to delete his Twitter account. The ginger singer-songwriter had assured us earlier this month that his sparse posts were just because he was reading a lot of Harry Potter and taking a break from all the Twitter hate. But Monday afternoon, less than a day after he appeared in the highly anticipated Game of Thrones season premiere, at Ed Sheeran, poof, gone. He hasn't posted or said anything about what prompted the full-on Twitter unplug, but he's still on Facebook and Instagram, so not all hope is lost. Many people did think Ed Sheeran's GOT cameo was silly and unnecessary, which, come on, it was. So he was probably fed up with the negative feedback and said enough is enough. Many celebs have also left the 140-character platform recently since it has become a safe haven for haters and trolls. However, if you are going to call it quits just because you can't handle a little criticism from your weird premiere cameo, I don't know. Seems like a little bit of a cop-out to me. Are you an Ed Sheeran fan? Do you feel things about him ghosting Twitter? Let us know in the comments. All right. Would you believe it if I told you that people continue to have sex well into their 50s? Some even way past the age of 65. It's true. Nana and Pop Pop are still very much getting jiggy with it, whether you want to hear about it or not. But you might want to listen now, because you don't want your Nana to get hit with the clap. Do you? Do you want your Nana to get an STD, you sick freak? Well, neither does Pornhub, who just launched Old School, a sex ed campaign just for the elderly. Check out their promo video for the campaign.
You might think the life of senior citizens is more or less like this, but in reality, it's a bit more like this.
Click, clack, pull it. Go ahead and do it. Kiss me up, bang, bang. Kiss me up, bang, bang. Let's go!
You may think their sex lives are something like this. Actually, it's closer to this.
Yeah, I'm a bitch. If you don't like it, give my ass a kiss. Just one thing I can't seem to get. If it's a man's world, then where's my...
And maybe you think that because of their age, safe sex isn't something they need to worry about. But if you think seniors aren't an easy target for STDs, think again.
Fucking with me is like Russian roulette with 6 bullets.
If we have these kinds of misconceptions, it's normal that seniors also have them as well. Hi, I'm Nina Hartley, and you might remember me from such films as Wild Wild Chest or the award-winning Boogie Nights. But today, I'm here to tell you that STDs have spread alarmingly among people over 65. That's why, in collaboration with Pornhub Cares, I've created Nina Hartley's Old School, a complete video guide to safe and good sex in your golden years. Check out the full video online or order your VHS on our website. Because love knows no age, but neither do STDs.
So, the woman you saw in the video is Nina Hartley, the triple threat medical nurse, sex educator, and porn star. She worked with Pornhub to create a 15-minute video aimed at informing the assisted living set about how to prevent STIs and treat them, as well as offer up some senior-friendly sex tips. And just in case your grandparents aren't savvy enough to watch online, Pornhub is also releasing it as a VHS tape. But even if that's too much for them, you might have to step in and help them find the video on the internet, which will likely mean some uncomfortable moments with Nana and Pop Pop. But if it's for the sake of keeping their golden years golden, then suck it up and do it. You'll want your grandkids to do the same for you. Just remember that. Some say vodka has ruined families, careers, relationships, but did you know that it can save lives as well? Vodka helped a cat from Queensland, Australia, escape death after it was believed to have ingested toxic antifreeze. According to ABC News, Tipsy the cat was found next to a tire store and was rushed to the RSPCA, Queensland's animal hospital, where vets had less than an hour to get him to live. The docs happened to have some vodka lying around, because after a long day being elbow deep in animal feces, they deserve a well-deserved drink. They deserve it. So, quick thinking, they used a drip of diluted vodka to allow the antifreeze to pass through Tipsy's system. According to the RSPCA vet, Sarah Canther, the enzyme that metabolizes antifreeze also metabolized the alcohol in the vodka, giving time for the antifreeze to pass in a non-toxic form. And because of the healing power of vodka, Tipsy is thankfully going to pull through. We should say, dear viewers, please don't try this at home with yourself or your kitty. Just keep drinking responsibly. Please don't. Now for a story I really wish we didn't have to talk about. An explosive new expose from BuzzFeed has revealed that the R&B artist R.Kelly has allegedly been recruiting young women to be a part of some kind of harem and holding them in his homes against their will. The report includes first-person accounts from family members of women barely over the age of 18 who were told that R. Kelly was going to mentor these girls, but instead has been keeping them hostage and won't let their families speak to them. To make matters worse, 3 people who used to work for R. Kelly corroborated these first-hand accounts. And these 3 former associates said that currently 6 women live in properties rented by Kelly in Chicago and Atlanta, and that he controls every aspect of their lives, dictating what they eat, how they dress, when they bathe, when they sleep, and how they engage in sexual encounters, which he allegedly records. Sadly, these women are not considered to be missing persons because of age of consent laws, which means that law enforcement can't really do much about this. And in recent developments, one of these 6 women, named Jocelyn Savage, who's 21, did an interview with TMZ and claimed she is totally fine, but also refused to say where she was or whether she is allowed to leave or not. Jocelyn's father, Timothy Savage, said that his daughter is likely suffering from Stockholm syndrome and that he will have further evidence of Kelly's wrongdoing within the next 2 to 5 days. Look, I'm not the only person out there that loses their mind when Bump and Grind comes on in the club. I really do like R. Kelly's music, but the man has a long and troubled history of being a huge creep. So it makes it really hard to continue liking his stuff. This is still technically a he said, she said situation, but I would bet that most DJs aren't going to be queuing up any R. Kelly hits anytime soon, which is sad.